In the ancient times of the United States, long before bright Christmas lights and joyful carols filled the night, there existed a tale buried deep in forgotten history. A tale never meant to be told. On cold winter nights, when the moon hung low and the snow covered the land like a white grave, people whispered of a red visitor, not a bringer of joy, but a harbinger of fear. They said it came from beyond the sky, watching, waiting, arriving only on Christmas night. What began as hope soon turned into horror. Tonight, on Horror Night, Tales 2.0, I bring you that forgotten legend, the Red Visitor. A Christmas horror story. The village of Frostwick. Asterisk was famous for two things: its endless snow and its annual Christmas festival. Every winter, visitors came from across the country to see the ice sculptures, glowing lanterns, and the townspeople's remarkable tradition of lighting thousands of candles. But one year, something darker came with the cold, something the villagers would never forget. It began weeks before Christmas, when the old frost settled over Frostwick like a shroud. The snow whispered against window panes, and the wind carried strange sounds, half laughter, half moan. Most dismissed it as the winter's howl, but some swore they heard footsteps in the snow at night. Footsteps that didn't belong to any ordinary traveler. The children were the first to feel it. They woke from dreams of rosy, jolly Santa Claus, the kind with a warm laugh and twinkling eyes. But these dreams turned strange, fatally strange. In their sleep, they heard footsteps creaking on rooftops, sleigh bells that sounded too slow, too hollow, and always there was a figure watching. The figure wore red, not the bright, cheerful red of holiday cards, but the deep faded crimson of rusted iron. Its coat was long and ragged at the edges, and its hood always hid the face. But kids claimed they saw eyes that gleamed like embers in the pitch of night. At first, parents laughed it off as childish fantasies. Too many Christmas stories, they said, but the dreams spread. Even adults began waking in the early hours, chilled not by winter, but by a presence just outside the window, observing. Then the letters began. Asterisk, asterisk, chapter 1. The first note, asterisk, asterisk. It was December 14th when old Mrs. Hargrove found the letter pinned to her door with what looked like a rusty nail. She shivered knots just from the cold, but from the way the paper felt freezing to the touch, as if it had been stored in a tomb. She unfurled it with trembling fingers. Asterisk. Dear Hargrove, asterisk. I see your lights burn every night, bright, warm, but not bright enough for me. The Red Visitor. At first, she thought it a prank, but the ink was smeared not with water, but with an unknown substance that smelled like iron and old smoke. And the paper was so cold, it burned her skin. That night, she didn't sleep. She sat by her fireplace, eyes darting at every shadow. Hours passed like ages until the clock struck midnight. Then she heard it. 3 slow knocks at the door. 1, 2, 3. Her heart pounded like a war drum. She didn't want to open, but something compelled her. With trembling steps, she approached the door and peered through the peephole. Nothing. Not just soul. Just snow, silent and undisturbed. She exhaled. Relief washed over her until she noticed it. A single footprint in the snow. Asterisk, a gigantic boot with a deep, twisted pattern like jagged teeth. Asterisk, it wasn't human. Asterisk, asterisk, chapter 2. Signs in the snow, asterisk, asterisk. By the time the next morning spread its pale light over, the whole village knew something was wrong. Carol, the baker's daughter, screamed when she found marks outside her bakery lodge. Deep imprints in the snow, leading nowhere and everywhere all at once. They curved around corners, appeared behind every door, and vanished only at windows. People gathered in the square, comparing stories. "The footsteps stop at the threshold," said Mr. Lord, the watchman. "But inside the echo," he whispered. Children cried. Adults scowled, trying to deny the fear in their own eyes. Then the bells rang. Not the Christmas bells. Those were cheery and bright. These bells were dull, dragging like chains across stone. No one knew where the sound came from until it stopped right outside the square. A heavy silence followed, thicker than snowfall. And then, one voice, quiet at first, came out of nowhere. "Asterisk, I am coming." Asterisk, it wasn't spoken. It was breathed, as if the wind itself whispered it. And that was when the first house lost its lights. One by one, candles extinguished inside homes across Frostwick. No draft, no flame, just sudden darkness. Chapter 3, Menos de Michi. The mayor, a stout man named Edwin Carr, called for a gathering at the town hall. People packed in with worry etched into every face. They lit lamps and huddled in groups. Mayor Carr stood before them, trembling. I don't know what's happening," he said, "but we must stay calm." That's when the door slammed open. A cold wind rushed in, worse than any winter gale, carrying with it a red-cloaked that fluttered unnaturally. The lanterns flickered, straining to stay alight, and then, deathly quiet, the mayor's voice died. Footsteps. Heavy, slow. Approaching. Everyone turned to the entrance. There, silhouetted in the doorway, stood a figure. Tall, broad-shouldered, cloaked in that dreadful red. No face, only a shadow beneath the hood. Then, a breath, like a long exhale of ancient sorrow. The crowd froze. The figure raised a hand, a gaunt, pale hand, and pointed at the mayor. A low sound emerged, like grinding ice. Asterisk, time is short. Asterisk, it wasn't loud, but it vibrated through every bone. Then the figure moved, not walking, but gliding its boots, never quite touching the floor. Peopli gasped, some backed away. Others trembled in place. Mayor Carr tried to speak, but his voice shattered. The figure stopped in the center of the hall. Its cloak swayed, though there was no wind. Then came a voice, not from the figure, but from everywhere and nowhere. Asterisk, you invited joy, but forgot the cause. Asterisk, the hall fell into dead silence. Asterisk, chapter 4, the forgotten tradition. Asterisk, a trembling woman raised her hand. "W, what do you want?" she whispered. The voice echoed again. "Remember!" That was all. Remember what? The villagers were confused at first, until old Mrs. Hargrove stepped forward. She held up the letter she'd received. They said, the red visitor. "I thought it was a silly name," she said. "But what if it's real? What if it's someone we forgot?" That's when someone in the back spoke. "Maybe it's tied to the old Christmas tradition, the one before Frostwick became commercial." Like a chilling breeze, realization washed over them. Long ago, Frostwick's ancestors kept a deeper tradition of asterisk, giving sacrifice. Not just gifts asterisk, they shared warmth, bread, shelter, and compassion. They believed that Christmas wasn't just a happy day, it was a reminder of suffering, humility, and empathy. But as years passed, the festival turned glittery and shallow. Lights without meaning, songs without emotion, joy without depth. And somewhere in the snow of forgotten time, a watcher awakened. Asterisk chapter 5, the rules of winter. Asterisk, the temperature plummeted. Frost crept up the walls like skeletal fingers. The voice boomed, now louder. Asterisk joy without sacrifice is hollow. Festivity without depth corrodes the soul. Remember or be claimed. Asterisk screams echoed. People scattered toward the exits, but snow blocked the doors. Windows froze over, as if sealed by unseen hands. The figure stood unmoving, just watching. Mayaka, face pale, stumbled forward. "What do we have to do?" he cried. Then the voice softened, cold as ice, but not cruel. Asterisk, asterisk, bring back meaning, give what you have. Refused, only then I will leave. Asterisk, asterisk. Chapter 6, Menus the Exchange. Panic overtook Frostwick. Families huddled in their homes. Children clutched blankets, and parents whispered prayers. People tried giving physical gifts, toys, clothes, sweets, but the figure remained. Nothing changed. That's when Mrs. Hargrove remembered an old Frostwick tale. Asterisk, on the coldest night, the purest gift warms the soul. Asterisk. She gathered the council in the square and spoke. We must give not gifts of luxury, but gifts of sacrifice. One by one, people stepped forward. A baker gave her last loaf of bread to a hungry stranger. A tailor offered his warmest coat to an old man who had none. A child gave her favorite toy to another child whose home was destroyed by fire. The air changed ever so slightly. A warmth started spreading. The snow eased. Frost didn't bite as hard. Lanterns flickered back to life. And then a sound. It wasn't a frightening growl. It wasn't cold or distant. It was familiar, old and heavy. Then the figure in red spoke, chair creaking as if something woke inside it. Asterisk, you have remembered. Asterisk. At once, the hood dropped, revealing a face weathered by time. Not evil, not twisted, but the Salam, old, wise, and mournful. Asterisk. I am not what you think. Asterisk, the voice said, softer now. Asterisk, I am the keeper of forgotten Christmas, the reminder of what was lost. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk chapter 7. Truth in the snow. Asterisk, asterisk. The villager stared in silence. He continued. Long ago, Christmas was never just joy. It was compassion, humility, giving from the heart. The figure gestured to the sky, where hundreds of lanterns now floated, lighting the snow below like stars fallen to earth. Your festival was bright, but hollow. And when the heart empties, the spirit mourns. The wind whispered through the trees. Snowflakes fell like blessings. Tonight, he said, you traded vanity for virtue. You gave warmth to the cold and hope to the hopeless. At that moment, every candle in Frostwick glowed brighter. The barriers over the doors melted like morning dew. The atmosphere lifted, and the figure, the red visitor, smiled. It wasn't a grin, but a gentle acceptance. Remember this, he said, stepping backward toward the drifting snow. Tradition is not what you make, it is what you feel. Give from the soul, and the heart will thrive. Then he was gone, dissolving into snowflakes that sparkled like embers. Asterisk, asterisk, epilogue. A Christmas remembered, asterisk, asterisk. Christmas morning dawned, cold and beautiful. The villagers emerged. Not a single footprint remained from the terror of the night, but everything had changed. The air felt warmer, not by temperature, but by heart. People greeted each other with deeper smiles. Children laughed with genuine joy. Strangers embraced as if they had always been family. The tradition of Frostwick was reborn, not as a festival of lights, gifts, and glittered, but as a season of asterisk sacrifice, compassion, and warmth. Asterisk, and every Christmas after. As snow fell and lanterns glowed, the villagers remembered. Asterisk joy shared as warmth given and love remembered never dies. Asterisk, don't forget to subscribe and share this video.